Hello, everybody. I'm Mrs. Brown, and I will be your professor for Introduction to Teaching EHD 50 Digital Classroom. I would like to move forward and explain to you how you will log your hours that you watch on the Learning Channel via the Henry Madden Library at Fresno State. So before I begin with that, it would be helpful if all of you would pull up and get into Canvas, into the overview and module 1. So as I, too, go over to that module, you will see what I'm talking about, and then you perhaps can share the screen or split the screen and see what I'm seeing and make sure that you see the same thing. Because we're not allowed to go into classrooms at this particular time, and because the Commission on Teaching Credentialing has not decided, has deemed it's still an important part of your program to put in 45 observation hours. Well, we can't go in the classroom. All the classes are on Zoom or remote learning. So we have to choose an alternative. That alternative must be approved by the CTC. One of those, and the one that Fresno State has purchased, is the Learning Channel. You will note as we go through the semester that the topic list coincides with the APA principles I'm having you read. It coincides with the chapters of the book as we read through it. And the assignments are tied to the Learning Channel videos. Some of them will be links, so there is not a choice to watch whatever you would like on a specific topic. And there are others, well, you will be able to go and look and peruse for any video that pertains to that topic. For example, differentiation. You can't substitute a video that's not on differentiation for that week's work or watching of videos. You are required to watch 3 hours of video a week, just as you would be required to do 3 hours of observation if you were able to be in a classroom. There are thousands of videos. Some are as short as a minute, some are as long as an hour and a half. If the link in your assignment does not designate exactly where I want you to go, you have the latitude to choose what you would like. Many students last semester became a little overwhelmed because what they seemed to be only able to find were little short 2 and 3 minute video. So you can imagine how many videos you would have to watch before you were able to get to 3 hours. So it looks like they've done a little bit of work on the Learning Channel, because now, and as I go through it, you will see that it says uncut and webinars. Usually, not always, when you click on these, you will see that the webinars tend to be over an hour, and the uncuts are usually somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 minutes to an hour. That can eat up a lot of your 3-hour requirement per week. But you are not held to that. You may find a really interesting video that only happens to be 10 minutes. So be it. At the end of that week, you will submit to me your log, and I will go over the log on what I expect it to look like. When you're doing your assignments, you are going to be asked to use the Learning Channel videos you watched as your evidence to answer my questions. For example, if it's on classroom management and you find an excellent video on classroom management, then you will answer my question in that specific way, which is, as you are answering it, You will then cite the video, the URL, so you can copy and paste the URL. That's your citation, and what happened in that video is also the evidence in your citation. We will go over that again in the log. So I think we're ready to move on. Hopefully you have split your screen. You're looking at overview in module 1 because that's where I'm going to go. First, let's go on a little field trip. We're going to go to the Henry Madden Library. So I'm going to go to module, and here we are. So as we go down, and in the syllabus here, you can find everything it is you need. We're going to first go to the Henry Madden Library. I have provided a Learning Channel link from the library. I'm going to click on that right now. And there we are. This explains in words exactly where and what you need to do as we move through the semester and you're logging your hours. I'm going to click on the link that's provided for you. And you are simply, here we are, we're at the library. We're going to go down over on the left-hand side as it says in the written language, A through Z, because the teaching channel starts with a T. We are now going to go over to T for the learning channel. And we're going to come down, and there it already is, Teaching Channel Plus. I'm clicking on that. This is really important. Your campus username and password needs to be put in here. Do not try and log in to the Learning Channel database. It's thousands of dollars, and they're going to charge you to get in. You don't need to. You just sign in with your credentials, not mine, yours. We will wait. And we're there. Now, as you can see, you don't have a district, so don't click on district. That's irrelevant. Topics, you can use the topics if you'd like. There's coaching, Common Core, differentiation, culture, engagement, lesson planning, all kinds of stuff that you might need. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but you could also click on uncut videos. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. Here are 16 that came up right off the bat. If you only want the teaching channel, you can move your button over. Okay, we'll move that over. Okay, that's if you want to. If you want a certain subject, you can check that, or if you want a certain grade. This is not grade specific. I'm never going to ask you for a certain grade. So any of these videos are fine. So if I look down here, just to see what these 16 are, I've got differentiated reading, ELA, English Language Arts. I've got science. I have math, and there should have been 16. Let me see if I turn this off. More show up. Okay. We've got the gifted, because you're going to talk about EL and UDL. Okay, so all of these, he's ELL. I know that's going to be one. Observation exercise. And then if you hit this, you can get more. Okay, we're not going to keep going on. You can do that on your own. All right. Now, if you also put in webinar up in the search key, you should get webinar. So if I put in ELL and webinars, let's hope I get some webinars. No videos found. Okay, let's just put in webinars. Oh, I have to get down. Sorry. There we go. And there's all of our webinars, all kinds of distance learning, engagement, leadership, and it goes on and on. Here's assessment. I know that that's going to be on there. And these webinars are by far longer than some of just your regulars. So if I were to pick a topic, let's say I want Common Core. Okay. And that's all I'm going to do. Oops, I don't want coaching. Okay. Now I'm going to get Common Core. Read the core, texting the core. Common Core has a lot of videos. So those are the things that you might want to find. Anyway, so if you use Uncut and webinars, you will get a potpourri of longer videos than you do if you just pull up a subject. You might get a lot of them, but they may be only 2 or 3 minutes long, 6 minutes long, and that's up to you. Okay, I am now going to go back to the module. That's how we get into the library. Okay. I'm going to go back to the modules. And we've got the observation log videos. Click on this. You'll read what I've already told you about and how I want it listed. And then there's the Word document. I will open that. So here we are at the Word document. So this is just an example. The teaching channel is where it's going to say. It was the one I selected was Common Core in Math. I copied and pasted the URL so that I can see it. And then I put the length and time of the video. So now when you're doing your when you're doing an assignment and I'm asking you to refer to the teaching videos, which one that you use as evidence should be in this. Now let's assume you've got 6 minutes and 39 minutes. And we've gone through, you need to get 3 hours for this week. At the end of, when you finally hit 3 hours, you're going to total it in one of these columns. And maybe it's going to be 3 hours. Oh, I can't write on it. It'll be 3 hours, 15 seconds, or 15 minutes, something like that, so many seconds. And that will be for the total for the week. You are then going to submit that. You're going to submit that to me. Every single week, you're going to submit this document. So you save it onto your hard drive or whatever way you save it. I don't know what kind of device you have. And then the next week you pull it up, you add more hours, you total it, you submit it to me. So it's a resubmittal. I'm not going to cut it off. If you note the date, it's from now until May 13th. By then you must have 45 hours so that I have the proof you can move on to the teaching program and apply. So with that, I will get out of the log. So remember the things you really need to remember on the log. Capture every minute you're watching. Make sure that that's what you use as evidence when you answer my questions. If it's required, and I need evidence, and I'll tell you, required evidence. You also need to submit, hold it, and store it on your hard drive. Then add more, resubmit, and keep doing the same thing every single week. This is taking the place of you being in a classroom and observing for 3 hours a week. It's imperative you do not wait till the end. You will not have enough time, and you can't answer the questions as they come up. Right, back to modules. Here is the topic list. Topic list is pretty straightforward. It goes by chapter and by week. I don't make you go all over the place, but here they are by topics. So the assignments will also be by whatever is being learned from your texts and the APA principles. That is it. Okay, and to remind you to do that. You do not need to submit that. You just keep opening it up if you want every week to see where it is that you should be looking. So we have gone over the videos, the logs. I have showed you how to get to the Henry Madden Library and how to utilize that. I have shown you the weekly topic list, which will correspond with your book, and the APA lesson plans. Now, on week 1 assignment, you'll notice that I say, this is one that is different. You write about a memorable teacher, and when you're going and you're looking for videos, obviously there's not going to be a video on your favorite teacher. So week 1, you can look at any videos you want as long as they come to 3 hours. You do not need those to cite as evidence to tell me why and what your favorite teacher was all about. You don't need to worry about that. But then the next week it starts with the reading assignments are actually tied to the topic list, which will then be tied to your Learning Channel videos. So, and that is how you log your videos. Sure. If you have any other questions, please email me. I've noticed on the quiz coming in that a few people have gotten the question wrong, which was a true false, that there are no designated Zoom meetings for a digital classroom. And the answer to that, of course, is there are no Zoom required meetings. That's why it's purely digital. For those classes you may have signed up with for face-to-face, and there's actually a time and a date, then those instructors may have you come to a weekly Zoom meeting. But for a purely digital classroom, this is how we communicate. So there will be more tutorials in the future. You'll just need to look for them. In the module, make sure you set your home page to module. I have everything designated in each module, and everything should correspond in order as it needs to be done. So it's not all over the place. I like to be organized. I'm assuming you do too. Well, at this point, I am going to say goodbye. Let's see, I think I can wave goodbye. There we go. And this is my little avatar. I call her Ava Tar. And if you are interested, Loomai Live, which is at the top of the screen or at the bottom, loom.ai, artificial intelligence. You can go there as a teacher, or you have a student, I should say right now. You may have a free account. That's what I did. This is too much fun. And I don't know if it's up to your professor, but you may ask them if you can come to your classes via your little avatar. I think this is a great way for students to talk to teachers, and for an ethical way for teachers to talk to their students without being in perhaps areas in the house that one might not want people to see. So this is always an alternative. With that, I say goodbye. I hope to not see you. Well, I am going to see you in your own personal introduction video to me. If you want to put an avatar together and that's what your introduction is to me, for me, that would be fine too. The sooner you learn how to do this, the better off you are. So I will see you in your introductions, and I will see you on email. or you can leave me messages here on Canvas. So I wish you the best. Sorry this is a little late. I just got electricity for the last week. It's been kind of crazy up here in the mountains with the winds and the snow. So I will see you later. Bye-bye.